Hi, I'm Steve Riley. Welcome to this brief video on the Great Practice, Great Life Path Workshop. The purpose of this video is to get you thinking about what your great practice and great life path look like. And my job is to help you get the most out of your experience. Now, it doesn't matter who you are in your Atticus journey or on your journey for a great practice, great life. It could be that you're a brand new member to our community. It could be that you're a returning member. It could be you're an existing member. Or you could be just checking us out, like saying, I'm kind of skeptical about this whole great practice, great life thing, but I'm coming to the workshop. I'm willing to take a risk and invest a day in the workshop to see if there's something valuable for me. So it doesn't matter where you're at. There's going to be something powerful for everyone inside the workshop, because the whole purpose of the workshop is to help you create a path to whatever your great practice and great life look like. Now, often you'll hear me use the term great practice, great life challenge, because it is a challenge. You're basically trying to figure out how to help you think through the challenges in your day, in your life, to build a great practice and a great life. What are the challenges in the way? And ultimately, it is a challenge from us to you to build a great practice and great life. So with that, let's get started. We have several major goals out of this workshop. One of them is to help you dramatically increase your income. In fact, I am playing for you to double your income out of this workshop. Why? Well, for you to have a great life and a great practice, you're going to need some cash to pay for things. You're going to invest in different things. You're going to hire some people. You may shift your marketing. You may niche differently. You may do different things. But to help you afford that, we need to look at how do we increase your income dramatically. Now, most lawyers cap out. Most lawyers have a blind spot where they have this invisible ceiling in their practice and they can't see it. And one of the things we're going to work on is talking about where those invisible ceilings or blind spots are for most lawyers. We're going to look at them. We're going to see if they apply to your practice. The other thing we're going to work on is your profitability. Once again, we're going to play for doubling your profitability. So we're going to double your revenue, look for doubling the profitability of your practice. So that way we have more leverage. Ultimately, you're going to want to invest in people. You want to invest in change projects. You want to move things forward. So increasing the revenue and the profitability gives us the cash flow to you to pay for things that allow you to build a great practice. And that's really what we're after, for you to build a great practice. So as we work through this workshop, we're going to look at different things on how to increase the bottom line and increase the revenue. We're going to look at your business skills, and we're going to look at the core business skills that drive revenue quickly. In addition to the business skills, we're going to look at how capacity drives revenue in your practice. So increasing capacity is actually a revenue driver. How do you scale up? How do you invest in people? How do you invest in management infrastructures? When's the best time to invest in a management infrastructure? When should you hire? Why should you hire there? What should you pay someone? What should you pay an associate? What should you pay a paralegal? What are those revenue markers that you need to know as you go to build and develop a great practice? Now, remember, you don't apply everything at once. You're going to pick and choose the things that work the best for you. So when you leave this workshop, you'll be on a path to build a great practice that ultimately works for you. So over the years, people ask me all the time, Steve, is there a shortcut? Is there an easier way of doing this? Well, there is. There is. Over the past 30 to 35 years, we have studied as a company the attorneys that make it to the top 20%, top 10%, and the upper 1% financially. Now, not only do they get there financially, but they also get there from a time off perspective. So they're kind of freaks of nature in the legal industry. They get the time off they want, they have the life they want, and they have the practice they want. Now, why is that important to you? Well, you may not be in the upper 1%. You may not be even in the upper 50% financially, and you may not be where you want to be time off wise. But we can learn from how these top performers are doing it. and we can study how they're doing it. And those are your shortcuts. Those are the ways that you can learn from how other top percent attorneys have performed, so you too can adopt their strategies. From my perspective, my goal is to help you assess where you're at financially in your practice, where you're at financially in your profitability, and then look at what you can learn from the upper 20%, 10%, and 1% and apply immediately. My goal is at the end of that exercise, you'll find at least 3 ways that you can learn something from a 1% performer and immediately apply it in your practice. We're going to do a lot of work together, but ultimately, the path you create is your path. You have to create a vision of what your great practice and your great life look like to you, not to me, not to anyone else, but to you. Ultimately, this is where the rubber meets the road. The vision that you create will be in writing. It will give you a path and a plan to execute on. Now, the old saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So our first step in the workshop is to have you get clarity to choose what a great practice and a great life look like ultimately to you. We're going to work on your income. We're going to work on your practice. We're going to work on a lot of things. But the wind in your sails will ultimately be the vision for your great practice and your great life. You're going to need some help. You're going to look at ways of trying to get resources, some strategies. You're going to have some overwhelm. You may be like, I don't even know where to start. That's our job. Our job is to help you clarify, filter, and make good decisions about what to do next. What to do next for the next 90 days, next 1 year, the next 10 years, really towards your great practice and great life vision. But your job is to create a vision for you. Now, we've always said that our job is to help you to grow a great practice and cultivate a great life. One of the challenges lawyers have is that we're so busy, we've busied ourselves to death, that we've forgotten to create what our life looks like. So I say you're really going to have to cultivate, learn, and that's why I love that word cultivate. Learn what a great life looks like to you. And you'll do that by trial and error, some experimentation, but ultimately you get to choose and create what it looks like. So one of the core components of this workshop is for you to create a vision, craft a vision, and create a plan for you to have a great life and a great practice. Now, once you create a vision for your great practice and great life, you have to invest in it. This is the tough part. No one gets anything for free. Greatness is an earned experience. You don't get a great practice or a great life for free. You have to invest in it. You have to invest time, money, resources, learning, skills. You don't get this stuff for free. Think about it. In your life, has anything great happened to you for free? So most of what you get in life that you consider great are things that you earned, and you got them by working for them, investing in them, developing your skills. This is the same thing. As you play for and work on your great practice and your great life, your path to that future, you're going to have to do some work. And the question becomes, where should you invest first? What skills should you develop first? Who should you turn to first? And that's part of the benefit of the Atticus community. You have guides, Sherpas. We have attorneys that have gone from the bottom 50% to the upper 1%, and they lead a lot of our programs. Our adjunct praxis advisors are in the upper 1%. Most of them are clearly in the upper 1% based on their performance. So you can actually work with guides that have gone from one part of the industry to the top echelon of the industry. The other thing is we have practice advisors, resource advisors. We have this whole community there to help support you, to help you achieve your vision of your great practice and great life. But you're going to have to do some work. You don't get any of this stuff for free. You basically will have to take some steps and learn how to get to your vision and execute on your vision. Our job is at the end of the workshop, you leave with a clear understanding of what you need to do next, what you need to invest by time, invest by money, invest by resources. Where should you get help? How should you get help? What help do you need? Depending on where you're at in your practice, if you're brand new or if you're a very experienced practitioner, the levels of help and skills that you'll need will be different. But we'll work on that together. So in conclusion, this is about you and your vision for a great practice and great life. What does that path look like to you? Now, I don't know what's happened to your practice up to this point in time. I don't know what's happened to your life up at this point in time. But our job is to help you come to this workshop, put some wind in your sails, and choose a powerful vision for what a great practice and great life look like to you. I look forward to working with you. See you there.